Hi. Okay, so I just realized I'm doing it in landscape because a lot of you complained last time I did it in portrait mode. So, hi, everyone, which I don't really see anyone here, but fuck it. I don't really care. Um, so, Roger Dodger is asking what happened to the show. I don't understand what you mean by what happened to the show because here I am. So, I'm not at the dock today because it's fucking freezing. Um, um, I'm windy. So, I'm just doing it from my dock. I'm in my deck and eating cherries. And yeah, like that. What landscaping? I have no landscaping. I just have a couple of flowers and, you know, stuff. I don't even have cushions on the chairs because it's been raining so fucking much. I do have a fountain that you can probably hear in the background because I have these ponds in front of my house. And yeah, like that. So it's freezing. And Richie and I are just sitting here, kind of hanging out on the deck. And I'm having a little rosé and eating some cherries. That's all I got. That's really no fucking joke. All I got. Who's that, Blue Marlin? Who's hello, hello? Guess who? I have no idea who that is. All right. So we have some stuff to talk about today. And I'm really just taking it from what? Temperature 70. Oh, it's freezing here. It's I think it's like 70 now, 71, something like that, and it's really breezy down at the dock. So I decided to just sit up here on my couch and just hang out, of course, with your favorite boy Richie, just kind of chilling. um we're doing it in landscape. Oh, I thought you meant I had some landscaping. I'm so stupid. Sorry. But I'm physically holding the camera and I didn't realize that it's front facing camera. So I just have to get this kind of right. It's freezing. No, it's not a jacket. It's just a sweatshirt. I'm freezing. I'm freezing. Freezing. Um, so what did I want to talk about today? Oh, I did want to share one thing with you. So yeah, so I'm just sitting here eating like a bunch of cherries and cherries. Um, I forgot. Yeah, most of you don't know my my amazing cherry trick. This this was my most favorite thing to do at bars. And all right, so I know it's July. I know it's freezing. Okay, so it's a real cherry. Usually I would do it like one of those stupid little red maraschino cherries, but here goes. Okay, so here's your stem. Ready? I'm gonna go quiet, Bull Marlin. Hold on. Ta-da. Ta fucking da. This is like my most favorite bar trick to do. Tying a cherry stem into a knot. Pretty sure most of you can do it. I know it's probably like a really gay thing that I can do that, but whatever. Um, um, do I have any pictures of me from my party days? Probably not, because most of them probably involved me doing drugs that I no longer do, with people that were, not probably the best people in the whole wide world. Although I did hang out with like some really cool people. I've probably told you the story about how my boyfriend at the time, when I used to go to Limelight, and sorry if I was dating you back then, but you probably weren't the guy I was with. But I used to date this guy whose dad was like a really popular producer. I think I told you the guys this. I have a really popular producer. Um, I used to deal coke, and he used to put it in a neosynephrine bottle. Um, he'd pour it all in there and shake it up, and then he would just, walk around all day as if he had like nasal problems or something. Meanwhile, he was doing well. So yeah, like that. Um, what do I know about what? What do I know about Riley Martin and Iran? Can you line up an interview with the latter? Okay, so Riley still had that website, and I spoke to Iran a couple of times, and he was going to come on the show, and then he just fell off the face of the earth. I have absolutely no idea what happened to him. Yeah, so I don't know what the story is with him anymore. Monique, I want to hear some old fun dance. So my my one great story about Madonna, and it was actually at the Funhouse. It wasn't at Danceteria. So she used to date Jelly Bean Benitez and used to come and sing at the Funhouse all the time. And I probably didn't realize it at the time, but the Funhouse was a no drinking place. Like it was meant for teenagers. So I used to go with my sister, who's 4 years older than me, and my mom would be like, okay, just take care of your sister when you're there. And I'd be like maybe 14 or 15 or whatever. And I had a friend I met much later on who told me the story about how when Madonna first got here, got to New York, she used to pretty much sleep on anybody's floor. And my friend Alan Feinberg, who has now passed away, his father was one of the inventors of fucking Beanie Baby, so he had tons of money. Um, she stayed on his floor at his apartment, and he wouldn't even sleep with her or do anything with her because he said that she smelled really bad, like she was like a dirty girl. Um, I tend to believe him because he was that guy. He was always, you know, he was that guy, the one who at 18, and was going to college already had like, a two-bedroom apartment that his father paid for and, had all the fucking toys, all the goodies, all the girls, all the everything. Um, how many goats did you sacrifice with Madonna? Okay, super weird question. Gonna pass by that. Um, Benitez did a call. I didn't know that. All right, Humpty Dumpty said, definitely not cold enough for a sweatshirt. And he said, yeah, totally is, you guys. And I'm sitting in the shade because the sun is way back there. And I don't have a folding chair to go sit precisely where the sun is amongst the trees. So it's kind of shady and it's really chilly. If you want me to take my sweatshirt off, I will, but there's absolutely no reason to because I'm really, really chilly. No, so I don't have super chat on this. We're having a little issue with my YouTube channel, which I don't want to talk about because it kind of got me pissed all friggin' week. But it'll be back up at some point in the near future, probably sometime in August. Not really sure. No, I'm not in Florida. Does this look like Florida to you? It's not fucking Florida. See, this is where I am. So let's talk about John Melendez's nasal hair, shall we? Um, I thought that was really, really weird. Like, we're always so kind of locked into how we look on selfies and, how many pictures you take before you actually think that you look good and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure he didn't realize that, taking a professional shot like that, that you would see that, that nasal hair thing going on. And I kind of thought libelous nostril close-ups. I kind of thought that, don't guys, when you guys go for a haircut and you go to like a normal place, don't they like trim your nasal hair and your ear hair and stuff like that when you go get your hair done did? Isn't that just the way it kind of works? In any case, whoever took that photo for him should have really did like the pinch zoom and notice the fact that he had, like a tuft, or like I said on the website, somebody on Reddit said it looked like he snorted Chewbacca, and I thought that was the funniest fucking thing I ever heard. Oh no, it was on Instagram or something like that. Um, no, 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 that's not true, Tiger Lily. I think that most barbers nowadays, if you go to like a normal barber and not like a $5 barber guy, I think they'll do that. And I have to tell you something. If you're a man and you have like nasal hair or ear hair, um, and you happen to be like married or live with somebody, they really don't like you anymore because nobody really wants to see their man walk out of the house with unsightly hair coming out of the head spots. They just don't. It's just the way it is. Sorry about that. Um, okay, yeah. So I wanted to talk about his hair. His oh, okay. Hold on, real quick because it's also neck hair and that line. But well, yeah. You know what? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, of course you would say something, right? I mean, a lot of times you look to the side and you look at somebody's like ear or their nose stuff and you just want them to look good. I kind of think that that's the way people work. I did want to talk about really quickly about Bob Odenkirk and and how much love and support this man got on the internet. And no joke, short of a meteor hurling down to Earth, which I think would actually get us together as a country, I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like the love and outpouring that this man got from people who don't know him and will never meet him and will never know him. And it is literally like one of the first times in the last like easily 4 years that I've seen so many people coalesce together and have this outpouring of love for somebody that they don't know, which I think is absolutely fucking phenomenal. Um, okay, yeah, so we're still talking about hair. Yes, it is absolutely your job to tell your man that he looks like shit. Sorry. That's absolutely, you have one job, and your job is to make sure, sorry, Pell, to make sure your man doesn't wear white, sensible New Balance sneakers or, jorts or free logo t-shirts that they got from a giveaway at the radio station, hanging out next to the fucking TJ Maxx one day, out to a party. Your job is to make sure that they don't do this. This is your only job. And in return, hopefully you get love and good sex and all sorts of stuff. Um, yeah, I know, Pell. I'm talking to you. So, oh look, I just got a notice saying watch live now, Radio Gunk, live from the dock, which is a little bit late considering the fact that we're 14 minutes into the stupid thing. Um, so what else I want to talk about? Um, Jason Kaplan selling his house for $430,000. I kind of okay. Wait, what are we still on the nasal hair? What if you tell them and they tell you they don't care? You know what? That's a personal issue. The truth is, any man who really, really adores you and wants to be with you cares about that stuff. Like they want to look their best, just like they want us to look our best for them, right? You know, no guy in my lifetime has ever wanted me to, cut my hair to a Mrs. Brady length. No guy has ever bitched about wearing a V-neck t-shirt, where your titties are practically sticking out. And if they do bitch about stuff like that, then they have like some sort of weird issue going on. Sorry, just picking through the cherries to see the best ones. That's all. Who are you, Bellucci lover? Bellucci? Bellucci as in Monica Bellucci? Or as in John Belushi? Not really sure what you're talking about there. Um, okay, I really had nothing to talk about tonight, not gonna lie. I do some volunteer work on Fridays, and I was up doing that. And they have this dude who's like an artist in residence, who's kind of hanging out in the back of this place where I'm doing the volunteer work. And he's this really, really old African American man, and his art is ridiculous. And he's doing a commission now for some very famous company out of New York, and they're letting him stay in the back of this space. And he comes on to me like every time I go there, offers me wine. Um, oh fuck, sweatshirt. Um, I now find it incredibly amusing. What did you think of the police report of Brent's? Um, I didn't think anything of it, to be quite honest with you. I think things like that are really, really hard to pursue. And I think, okay, the super chat option went away for a little while because we are reworking our YouTube channel, and we're having a couple of issues with our YouTube channel. So I thank you and appreciate you for wanting to use super chats, but unfortunately, for the next couple of weeks, it's not going to be available. Um, Irreversible with her. I don't know what's going on in the chat. It's going by too fast right now. Hold on. Oh, police report. That's what I wanted to talk about. So yeah, most of these things are really not enforceable, especially when you say things like, okay, so there's a guy named Sketchy Press who's bothering me. And the truth of the matter is, a long time ago, when I first started doing the podcast, um, there were some horrific trolls, and I didn't know how to deal with them. And I would kind of cry because it would hurt my feelings, and I would be really upset and stuff like that. And and I spoke to Stephen Grillo about it. We were out for drinks one night, and he said, Monique, you can't have thin skin. You have to have fucking dragon skin, and you have to be able to, deal with any comers. So something happened. I don't know where it was. So let's go with either like Instagram or Reddit or Twitter or something. And I had made a complaint about somebody and whatever, and they wrote back to me, and this is like 2 years ago, maybe three. They wrote back to me saying, "Well, yeah, so we looked into you and who you are and whatever, and you're actually considered a um, public figure." And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I'm so not a public figure. Like nobody even knows my stupid show. I'm not a public figure." And they fought me on it and said, "Yeah, well, tough shit. You are public, and that's all you do." So, what Sketchy Press is talking about, since it's probably too much for him to write in the chat, is that apparently Brent and Caitlin filed a police report against him and various other people that follow them on, and tell me if I'm getting this wrong, okay? Various other people that follow them on Twitch, and and they were basically saying how they fear for their lives because of how mean and hurtful people are to them on the internet. And so I read all 12 pages of what Sketchy Press sent to me, and and again, things on the internet and trolling or whatever happened. I don't even know what the situation is there. Is really not that enforceable, and 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 for them to say, well, Sketchy Press is so and so from here, and we know this because we looked it up on a people search site. Doesn't exactly mean that it's true, you know. Sketchy Press's name could be John Smith, and they just assume that this John Smith from Canton, Ohio, is the one who's the one that comes after them. And so I'm not necessarily sure that that's something. And listen, you all know that I had somebody who was trolling me really, really hard in the city, and I did file a police report. And he told me under no uncertain circumstances that it's actually one of those things that's like super, super hard to go after, especially if the only information you have on these people are that they're people that oh, right. That's right, two masses. So they also reported the subreddit and got it taken down, right? yeah, so there's like some really, really weird stuff going on there. I just don't understand why they care. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't really understand how you care about that. Yeah, just block them. You know, you don't want them to comment or you don't want them to chat. I mean, there's somebody in here who does it all the time. And you know what? Everybody else knows just fucking ignore him because he's a fucking dick. Um, and as you all know, when I had that conversation with Caitlin, I was like, Caitlin, why do you even bother paying attention to it? I mean, the reality is, let's be honest, guys. I mean, you know, none of us are friends. I don't know you in real life. I don't know anything about you. And it's supposed to be that way. Like, I'm supposed to not, I mean, I love some of you guys, obviously, because you've become like good friends to me online and stuff like that. But the reality is, I don't know you. You know, I don't know where you live. I don't know anything about you. I don't know your names. And I don't want to care about that because then that makes it personal and then that makes people feel like you have to take everything that they say personally, right? So you're always better off being kind of blissfully unaware of what people are saying or doing or how they're treating you on other forms of social media. I don't know who it was the other day. Somebody wrote me a PM and said, "Oh, you know, somebody was talking really like mean about you on their YouTube channel and you know, I'll send you a link to it." And I'm like, "No, I don't why would I care? Like why do I Sorry, I think I lost you guys. Sorry about that. I was blathering incoherently and then I just lost it. I think it's because of the way I'm holding the phone. I'm so sorry about that. Um yeah, whatever. Let me see. Oh, yeah, sorry. Sorry guys. You know what? I'm holding the phone so that it's landscape. As you notice, I have lovely landscape. And it just kind of fucked up. I lost you guys. But again, I'm in the middle of the fucking woods, so I lose my internet constantly out here. Can you get Brent and Caitlin on the show for an interview next week? Okay, tell me why. What is it you want to talk about? Um, I'm not necessarily sure I have anything that I need to say to them. I mean, you tell me if there's something that you really want me to talk to them about, I shall do so. Forever Conscious Research Channel says, can you comment on the parameters of the NDA? Okay, wait, hold on. I have to read this. It's a long thing. Sorry, excuse me. Can you comment on the parameters of the NDAs that former employees are signing, such as lengths? Are they lifetime contracts of Howard, the employer, both, or a certain number of years? Thank you. Okay, here's what I know about that. I do know that certain people who have NDAs currently, their NDAs are just about up. I do believe most of them are like 10-year NDAs, and that's what most of them sign. But the interesting thing is, people like Scott Salem, for argument's sake, um, had never really signed an NDA because he's such an old employee that he was just kind of grandfathered into whatever the next contract was going to be with Sirius. But certainly anybody new on Sirius probably signed something right from the onset. They might even have no compete clauses. We don't even know. But whatever it is, I think that most of the ones from the old school people are 10-year NDAs. Do I talk to anybody from the show now? I do talk to one person from the show now, but he's a peripheral person. So he's not, nobody's there actually now at all every day, as you know. Um, but he's somebody who's definitely been mentioned on the show a couple of times. And he's the person that, I don't know if you follow us on the Radio Gunk website, but he's the one that sent me all the Christmas cards that Howard used to send out and stuff like that. So I like him. I talk to him, but you know, he's just a guy. Nothing. What else? I'm sure they'll end up on fake news. Yeah, can we talk about fake Norm for a really quick second? I can't believe he finally addressed the fact that he knows dick about Artie. Seriously, he knows nothing. He totally does like these clickbait kind of things. It would be interesting to talk to him one day, not gonna lie. I've never listened to a single one of his shows because I'm not gonna give him any views, but, it would be kinda interesting to talk to him. I do mean that. Mm, let's see. I wonder if people like JD who have no house are feeling bitter. Don't know. Who fucking cares really? The thing that I take incredible, delicious comfort in is the fact that the only way a JD will ever get a job is by using the Howard Stern name. Because if he was to go out on his own and and even attempt to articulate a sentence in an interview, it would be the biggest fucking dick move on the planet. I mean, he cannot formulate a sentence, and it's actually quite shocking to me that he's been able to last this long in the Howard Stern universe. But as we know, you know, Howard is like the Pied Piper of miscreants and basically slow adults, and so anybody who's lesser than him that he can take advantage of and certainly be able to berate on air, who's never going to give him lip about it, is who he's going to hire. So all these people, it's going to be super super interesting to go to a new job. And I should have asked Scott that question when he came on air, because Scott basically, yes, was an engineer and was part of the union and whatever, but worked with Howard for over 30 years. And so, when you work for somebody that long, um, do you really even know the newer technologies? Do you go back to classes and try and figure out what it is that you don't know and how to do it? I say no. I say no. And I think that's going to be the problem for a lot of them. Xavier had posted a thread the other day about some guy who did like these deep fakes, and Spielberg studio finally hired him. And it's one of those things where you go to school and you learn how to do something specific, and you don't go back to school to learn how to do the newest technology, and then all of a sudden you're kind of out, and some 24-year-old is taking your place who can do it bigger, better, faster, and cheaper than you ever possibly could. And I think that's one of the bigger issues that a lot of these guys are going to have in their lives. um okay, let's see what else. Oh, thank you. Lucasfilms hired him. JD can kick back and live off of his wife, live off his wife's get bigger while working out business. Yeah, how'd that work out? I don't really know. What else? Do you think Howard is a pathological liar? No, I think Howard actually is a delusional liar. I think Howard actually believes what he says, and if Howard says it enough times, then it becomes true. So he has revised his history to a point where he doesn't really remember, quite honestly, what he's said in the past. We do because we're psychotic, stupid fucks, but I don't think anybody really knows. I don't know. Sorry, I need cherry. Let me check it as I throw it over the ledge. Sorry. Um. All right. What else? I can't believe we've only been on a half hour. I feel like I've been blathering incoherently for hours at this point. Um. What else did I have on my list of notes of things I wanted to talk about? Fake Norm. Um. Artie. Okay. So what about Artie? So Artie is living, I guess, in Hoboken with his mother. I think that he has no choice because he was part of drug court, as we all know. So, I mean, do we think that maybe he's under like a house arrest? Do we think that maybe he's really not allowed to leave other than going back and forth? Um, damn right, the Ray-Bans. Do we think that he maybe can't leave the house or something? Is that maybe what's going on there? I don't really know. Do I think Howard is a Zionist? I don't even really know what a Zionist is, not going to lie. You know, all these stupid words that everybody's using these days, fascist, Zionist, um, whatever. You know what? Who gives a fuck what he is? I don't even understand what that is. Um, yes, of course we need a Casey update. Of course we do. And it's so funny. I text with him literally like every week, and he's he did like a introduction for our show that he recorded, but he recorded it on his phone. He's a radio guy, and and I was like, "Mm, that's not really good enough. Like, I need something a little bit better than that." Um, okay, Sinlu Who is upset that I did not text her personally to let her know that we were doing a show tonight. It's not really a show. It's just a little bit of shit talk for about 45 minutes before I go inside and start cooking some steak for myself. Yeah, I know. What about these podcasts this week reviewing Paris Hilton's show? Not even really sure. Something I would care about kind of jumping on. So yeah, if that's something Casey's interested in, I'm all for it. Fitzsimmons said on Joe Rogan that he's doing good. Yeah, you know what, and I guess he is. I mean, if you're basically sequestered in your home and you're not doing drugs and you're not dealing with the people that really made you do the bad things that you did, of course you're going to be okay. I don't know that a true heroin addict, ever really gets rid of that fucking demon. And I hope for his sake that he has, but who knows? You know, I don't know. I don't know enough about what's going on with him. Uh, let's see what else is going on. Casey kirked me up when he talked about chicks cans. Yeah, well, of course he did. Okay, so yes, let's talk about this for a real quick question, a real quick moment. Hi, G Canada. How are you? Um, is Artie gay? Get Girl just did I don't know, a War and Peace tome on the website about her feelings on why she thinks he's gay. And I should go get my iPad so I can read it to you guys because I don't think I can read it on here. I don't know what happens if I leave this thing and go somewhere else. Oh, look, my dog's licking his balls. This is what I get every day. You enjoy that, don't you? Of course you do. Okay, let's see. Um, she basically had a good rationale for why she thinks he's gay. I guess she was listening to his book and decided that that was something that he is. I don't know why. I don't know enough about Artie other than, he obviously listen, you know what? Classically, gay men have like smother mothers and women who are dominant forces in their lives. I'll tell you what I think is actually really curious is that his sister, who I follow on Instagram, never has never has any pictures of like her with a boyfriend or a significant other or anything. Kind of like that she's just really by herself with like her two dogs. And I find that kind of curious that, and she's beautiful. She's a beautiful girl. And even now, as she's like getting older, she has kind of like those Madonna hands that have like lots of veins in them and stuff like that. So I'm not really sure what her um story is, but by all means, Gary Puppet, if you want to look into that, I'd be really curious as to what the story is with her. But I think that um I think that I don't think that Artie's gay. Although I do think that Artie has a lot of demons, so maybe some of those demons are because he is gay, but I don't think so. Um yeah, I don't really know. Madonna hands, yeah, it's true. Um, what else? All right, Gary Poppet, enough with you. G Canada says, "I wish I could lick myself. I would never go out again." That's nice. I think you would. Yeah, it's not all it's cracked up to be, is it, Reacher? Really, Reacher, Reacher? He's not talking to me. He's doing it again. But that's what dogs with balls do. I mean, they lick their balls and asshole, and have to cover everything with sheets so that he doesn't get ball lick schmegma on anything. I know, it's disgusting. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I don't really know that I have anything else to talk about. Are there any questions you want to ask me? Not Gary Puppet. um, what will Benji do after the show? Who gives a shit what a weirdo like Benji does? Do you know, when I was looking up the real estate show, I looked up Benji to see where he was living, and his last known address was at a YMCA on the Upper West Side, which I find extremely bizarre, and I don't understand. But I just don't understand. I don't understand a Benji. I think that the shtick has gotten the better of him, and I don't understand who he is or what he does. He had something on Twitter the other day that he would call somebody who donated to this charity that I think he's working with because he's going to try and run the marathon next year. And I kind of feel like we should do it, and I kind of feel like I should make him call me and and see what the story is with him. You know, I think that would be kind of fun. So tell me what you think about that. Maybe I'll do it. Let's see what else. Who doesn't have theirs anymore? Oh, your dog. Um, Trinity Jean, I am so sorry that you're late. I tried to post it with a half hour's time to get on here, and I just kind of decided to do it because it was finally not raining, and I'm just hanging out. That's it. Um, it's all a bit with what guy, sweetheart? Who are we talking about? Which guy? Which guy are we talking about? I don't know. Um, when did you realize that Howard was a bullshit artist? Um, I'm not necessarily sure what was the defining time period for me. It's funny. I was talking to who was I talking to? Mm, Maybe it was Bon Jovial. Maybe it was Xavier. No, I know who I was talking to Mr. Judy Tenuta because he's actually helping a lot with the score show that we're going to be doing very, 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 very soon. I just have to get everybody's shit together. Um, and we were talking about how you would actually listen to the show when he first got on Sirius. And I was kind of remembering that I think I had, I think I had a, I didn't have a stiletto. Like I didn't have something I could carry with me, but I had like a piece, I guess, that I bought to listen to the show. And I would wake up like super early so that I could hear the show. So at like 6 in the morning, I would wake up. Then I would like pop in the shower at like 7. Then I would listen to the show while I was in the shower because I had speakers connected to it. And I would listen till like maybe 8-ish, 8:15. And then I would start my walk to work and it would be over. And then, and they didn't have it online for us to listen to at the time. So I really only caught maybe like 2 hours of the show from like maybe 6 to 8. And I didn't know or realize that you could record it. And I don't think that it was on like replay at the time. And I'm trying to remember my hardest, like how much of the show I actually listened to when I first joined Sirius, and probably not that much. Maybe like 2 hours. I don't even remember listening to Robin's News for years until they gave us the ability to listen to it on the go, like on in the internet or something. I'm not really sure. So I think for years I only listened to maybe like 2 hours of the show. Um, but when did you realize he was a bullshit artist? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that I realized it until other people realized it, and then started playing like audio of things that he said, and then how it contradicted itself from other things that he said. So I'm not really sure. It's not even something that I really paid attention to be honest with you. I've hated him since day one in 1998. Why 1998? Vaporizer. I'm just curious why that particular year. No, Benji was never funny. I agree completely. I don't even understand his sense of humor. I think he's just like a fat, ham-faced Andy Kaufman wannabe. And I got to be honest with you, other than playing that dude on Taxi, like when he would do his stand-up, not gonna lie, I didn't get it. I didn't get it for years. I don't know what age group you had to be in order to get it, but I didn't understand it. Sorry. Let me go through some more comments. I found out when I Googled why is Wigatron so bad now, then I found Radio Gunk. I can't believe you put in a word called Wigatron and got to us, but okay, if that's the case. Um, any crypto tips? I don't even understand what that means. I don't understand what that means. I invested a little bit in some crypto, but none of it is doing well, so we will not speak of that. The first time who was on the show? I love Andy Kaufman. And yeah, I just didn't get him. I'm sorry. I'll never forget one time when I first started working, my boss, who was like a gigantic bull dyke, and she was a little bit creepy. And she asked me if I wanted to go with her to see Whoopi Goldberg on Broadway. And I'm like, and you know what? Everybody knew she was like that kind of lesbian. And I was like, I don't know. I don't think so. And one of the guys I worked with said, you should really go. It'd be good for your your career to, do something with the boss. She really likes you. But she really liked me, which means that she really liked me, which really fucking creeped me out because, it'd be different if she was super cute, but not so much. And so I went with her to see Whoopi Goldberg on Broadway. And I'll never forget this. We had like second row seats. The place was packed. Yeah, I don't even know how long the run was that she was doing. And I didn't get it. I didn't get the comedy. I didn't get the humor. I didn't get the fucking jokes. I just didn't get it. There are just certain people that I just don't fucking get. And I mean, I detest Whoopi Goldberg to no end at this moment in time. But at the time, she was really hot. She had just come off of Ghost, maybe. Don't even know. And it's like, oh, who knew this woman was a comedian? I didn't know. But I guess it's like there's just like there's just certain things and certain types of comedy that I just don't fucking get. Um, Coffin was subversive back when it took balls. I understand what you're saying. Um, I just don't get it. Can't help you there. It's kind of like how I don't get Eric the Midget, which we are working on, by the way. So we're doing kind of like a best of. I don't like Eric the Midget. Prove me wrong. So it's coming. It's on its way. Oh, Benji was first on the show in 1998. Yeah, can you imagine that Benji's been on the show that long and that we still don't understand what he does for a living, how much he gets paid, and the fact that he lives in a YMCA? I feel like it's just like a really, really weird thing. We don't really get it. Um, and he was in the Dinkford. Yeah, I always hated him. I hate the screeching sometimes that Fred plays. I I hated him with that Sharknado thing. Like everything about him just really fucking annoys me. Um, what else, my loves? What kind of lesbian? Oh, okay. The kind of lesbian who basically was kind of like up to here on me. Ooh, bugs are coming now. Kind of like up to here on me, right? Because I'm 5'8". So let's say she was like 5'4". And she was as tall as she was wide. And she had super, super short hair. And her voice was really deep like this. And she was older. And she would wear kind of like stretch gray casual slacks with like black sneakers and button down shirts, kind of like the worst security guard at like a general dollar store. And she was absolutely unattractive. And back then, literally, like my first job out of college, um, she had to be making like $2-3 million a year, like just ridiculous. She had this ridiculous townhouse on the Upper East Side. She was like in with that whole lesbian crowd. Yeah, like that. Whatever. Whatever. She goes right up there with Ed Levitt. in terms of fucking people that I've had to deal with in the garment center, but whatever. Okay, we're all getting into like a weird Benji conversation right now. And how many surgeries, other than what Howard admitted to, did he have? How many for the horse? Oh my God, Roman! Like, how can I possibly know this information, silly? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We know he did his nose. I think he shaved down his Adam's apple a little bit at the same time. We know that they've all basically redone their teeth, which look disgusting and chiclet like. Um, I don't really know. I think that Beth, I don't know. I think she's gotten her titties done more than twice, and I think that she definitely goes to, get Botox and shit like that. I mean, nothing most normal women don't do. I don't really know. What else? Do any of the guys from the show tell you anything about Benji? He was after their time, I guess. I don't know. You know what? I've never asked. Don't know. As a matter of fact, that stupid thing I posted with the Gary thing with the Play-Doh came from one of the guys, and they just had like the most fun fucking laughing about Tata Toothy being a fucking Play-Doh character, which I thought was absolutely fucking hysterical. I didn't give him credit for it because he told me not to. Did New York City really become really dangerous during COVID? Yeah, absolutely it did. I don't know if it's back to normal. I have no idea what's going to happen in the winter there. I'm actually going into the city for a couple of days, like next week. And yeah, I haven't been there in a couple of weeks, but who knows? Who knows? We'll see. I made a amazing dinner reservation for some sushi. And I'm seeing a girlfriend who's coming in from LA, which I'm looking forward to. And that's that. The horse definitely had her hooves done. Very funny, Renaissance man, silly boy. Um, what else? What else? Time to go to Nobu. Yeah, Nobu's not really like the hot place anymore, to be honest with you. The big thing in New York right now, in terms of sushi and stuff like that, is to have a omakase dinner. And omakase is kind of like every piece of sushi is like a work of art. And and as you know, most sushi places do not fly their fish in from Japan, nor do they do it daily. But the better sushi restaurants now do like almost little baby amuse bouches of sushi, like 16 courses, 18 courses, 20 courses. And I think it starts at like 150, 175. Some of them are 300, 400, $500. And it's crazy. But yeah, omakase is the way to go. That's not what I'm doing when I'm going, but I have done it and it's fucking amazing. You don't get soy or wasabi or anything like that on the side. It's just, okay, here is a piece of fish that basically was fucking breathing 5 minutes ago. And you'll go eat it and you will love it. And that's kind of the way it works. Oh my God, yum, Radio Gaga. I'm so fucking jealous. I'm in the sticks and pretty much landlocked, and we don't really have good sushi here, not gonna lie. Um, Tell me you'll be carrying pepper spray and staying off the subway. Sweetheart, I was born and raised on the fucking subway. Not that I'm going on the subway. I have no reason to go on the subway. I'm staying, very centrally located to everybody. And I generally walk everywhere. And if I don't walk, I take a Lyft or an Uber. Actually, I just take a yellow cab these days because Uber and Lyft have gotten out of control with their pricing. So a regular cab is, well, although I took a cab last time I was there. Let's see, I was on 50th Street on the west side, and I was going to Madison Avenue and 75th Street. So it's 50, 60, so it's 25 blocks and then maybe four over. And before I even got to 55th Street, the tally with taxes and commuter fees and some other shit was already like $9. And I hadn't even gone like literally like 5 blocks. I hadn't even gone 5 blocks. So it's been a little crazy, not gonna lie. But I'm not really going anywhere special this time. I just have to obviously go get my eyelashes done and meet up with my girlfriends from LA and just have a little sushi and that's it. Do you think what? Do you think Ralph stole often? Yes, I do. I don't even want to talk about Ralph. I think he's just really a fucking horror. How much was Coke on the subway in the 80s? How much was what? How much was Coke on the subway in the 80s? I don't know that how I don't even know what you're saying there. Coke wasn't on the subway in the 80s. That's not that's not how you buy drugs, silly. What's wrong with you? Um what else? All right, let me know when you're in LA. Oh my God, we absolutely will. I normally stay in Santa Monica because I like being near the beach. And I used to have, oh my God, it was the sickest. I used to have a special rate at Gaga. What's that hotel that I absolutely adore on the beach in Santa Monica? Shutters. I used to have a special rate at Shutters where if the normal price for a room was like, I don't know, what, 550, 600 a night, I used to get it for like 275. And so yeah, I mean, for years and years and years, I stayed at Shutters because I got a really good discount through one of the corporate offices I worked for, and I used to do a lot of work for Jessica Simpson as well. So they also had like a great corporate rate there. So yeah, that's my fucking jam. Yeah, I love fucking Shutters. I love Shutters. Last time I was there was a couple in the room next to me that fucked like animals all goddamn night long. And I went down to, I called security like 3 times to say, I can't sleep. I mean, either pull the fucking bed away from the wall or tell them to shut the fuck up. And you know what? I get it. You're at like a beautiful hotel. You're hanging out on the water. It's like a perfect place to just fuck like an animal, but not during like a school night. Really, not during a school night when I need to get up the next morning for like a major presentation. It's horrible. Mm. So yeah, okay. I promise you, Gaga. Next time I am in LA, I absolutely, if I can stay there. I can get you a discount at Roosevelt if needed. My friends work at Kendall have it. Yeah, all right. I'm there. I'm all about. Yes, we are all about the discount because fuck it. You know what? If you can get a discount from a hotel that is that expensive, you take it. That's what we do, silly. Yeah, Shutters is absolutely one of the most beautiful. Although, Gaga, what's the one that's like two doors down? The one that's a little bit darker and it has a little bit more black and it's a little bit more manly. It's not a. It's a. I can't remember. I can't remember whose hotel it is. Um, yeah, we are all about the fucking discount. That's all I got. Yeah, JoJo. It's legit one of the few hotels that's on the beach there. Oh my God, and Gaga, there's that yeah, the Lowe's. Thank you so much. Exactly. What is that? Like it's like four doors down or something like that. Right between the Lowe's and Shutters is a breakfast restaurant that's run by like these Mexican dudes, and it is so fucking good. It's just ridiculous breakfast place. Oh my God, I miss LA so much. I can't wait for the world to get back to fucking normal. I hate it. Yeah, not the Cardoza Hotel. Yeah, we're talking about LA. We're actually talking about Santa Monica and specifically. Um, and kind of like if you stay in Santa Monica, it's really hard to get anywhere else because you have to take the 10 and the traffic there is horrendous. So selfishly, yeah, I would stay there all the time and I would just have to leave the house or well, the hotel at like 6:30 in the morning to get to where the Simpsons were. So yeah, it was always kind of fucked up. Yeah, traffic does suck there. All right, so I'm done. Richie's doing the sleepy time. Richie, you want to say goodbye to everybody? You want to say goodbye? Yeah, I guess not. All right, so we're gonna leave you. I'm gonna make some steak now in the cast iron griddle, and that's it. So I'm really happy that you guys came to visit me. And oh, gee, Kennedy, you have to go to LA, but not now. Now's not the time. It's really just not the time. Nobody wants to be there right now. So thanks for coming and hanging out with me. And I love you all. I appreciate you all. Um, we gotta. What do you mean get a grill? I have a grill. I don't want to start it. It's just not. It's just me. I'm not doing grilling. Not doing it. I'm not. See grill. Well, I'm not even gonna. I'm not doing the swing around right now. Suffice it to say, I have one. All right, guys. Love you all. Have a great one. And watch Black Summer. It's fucking amazing. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a great weekend.